So anything which will cause that to happen. Furthermore, inside the explanatory footnotes, says at number 4, it is desirable, it is mustahab, that he covers his head or wears something over their head when they are going to relieve themselves. And this is in Bidayat al-Mufti, it's the name of another kitab. I'm not going to that at this stage. Okay, moving on. Students can download this. I think this Arabic text is on the website. I could be wrong. Now, when a person has finished relieving him or herself, he will exit with his left foot. Sorry, he will exit with his right foot. Sorry. Then he will say, Ghufranaka alhamdulillahi alladhi adhaba anil adha wa afani. I seek forgiveness from you. All praise is to Allah who has removed from me the objects of harm and objects which will cause pain or difficulty. This is a point here. My Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said, Ghufranak, I seek forgiveness from you. One point the muhaddithin, the scholars of hadith, have noted is that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would remember Allah in his heart and not with his tongue. So he will seek forgiveness for that. Now the next category is Rabi and al-istinja, cleanliness. We use the word istinja mostly in India, Pakistan. We use the word istinja for when we go to the toilet. The actual linguistic meaning of the word istinja is when we clean ourselves after relieving ourselves, not when we go to relieve ourselves. Even in England, we use the word istinja in the same manner. So, istinja is to clean the areas from which the urine or the stool exits from, whether it is with water or with a stone or any other object, such as tissues and so on. That is called istinja, to remove that impurity from that area. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states in the Qur'an, فِيهِ رِجَالُ يُحِبُّونَ أَن يَتَطَهَّرُوا وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُطَّهِّرِينَ. Allah, He loves those people who are pure, and He loves those people who love purity. Allah Ta'ala in this ayat, He is referring to the people of Masjid Quba, the area, the locality of Quba, the vicinity of the city of Quba. When Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he asked them, why has Allah Ta'ala revealed this ayat pertaining to you? They said, the only thing we do is after we have used stones or dry earth to clean ourselves, after we go to the toilet, we use water as well, in addition to that. So it's cleanliness on top of cleanliness. In this day and age, we can use tissues and we can use water, or we can use water and we can use tissues. After we have used water, we can use tissues to dry ourselves. And after, before we use water, we can use tissues as well. It will lessen the usage of water as well. So we use tissues, we use water, then we use tissues to dry ourselves. So it's very, very clean. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has stated, استنزهوا من البول فإن عامة عذاب القبر منهم. Now save yourselves from those urine drops, the splashes of urine drops, because the general punishment of the grave is from that. When we go to relieve ourselves, we guard ourselves from those drops of urine. We do not, henceforth, we do not stand and urinate. Okay, we sit down and urinate. Because if the drops of water fall onto us, we may be liable to a severe punishment in the grave. Any punishment in the grave is severe, but there can be more and more. It can be greater and harsher. So Allah save us from that. Even those of us who work with animals, we should save ourselves from the urine drops of animals also. This is from the hadith in Tirmizi in Kitab Tahara. Save ourselves from the urine drops. Al-istinja'u al-ahkamu al-adab. That's right. Now, what are the laws and what are the rulings and the etiquette pertaining to istinja, pertaining to cleanliness of impurities from the body? If you follow the mouse along, istibra is necessary after relieving oneself, qada al-haja, finishing of the necessities. Summa istinji. Now I will state here, I will make a point here that I'm not translating word for word, because I do not know all of the students around the world on the level of Arabic, so I do not want to go into the grammar, etymology, and so on. I just want to give a meaning which encompasses the whole of the Arabic text. Okay, and thereafter he relieves himself, he cleans himself. Al-istibra. Now there are two words, istinja and istibra. Istibra is to take out any remaining impurity from inside of the body. It's like saying, when you turn off a garden hose, there will still be water left inside the hose, even though the nozzle has been closed. Likewise, inside the human body, brothers and sisters, when we finish relieving ourselves, there will be some impurity left inside, or there is a possibility of some impurity being left inside. So istibra is to ensure that those impurities and those drops, etc., are extracted from the body. Otherwise, what may happen is that after we are finished, we have left the toilet, we are walking around, urine drops may come out, or some other impurity may come out, and that will make us impure. It may make us smell, and it will destroy, will invalidate our wuzu, and our namaz and our worships after that will not be included, because we have not ensured our taharat. So before that happens, after we have finished relieving ourselves, we do istibra. How a person can do istibra is by putting pressure onto their bodies, onto the abdomen or the lower navel area. You can achieve this by, when you sit down on those flat toilets, you can place more weight onto your left hand side, because the body is made up in such a way that if by placing more pressure on the left hand side, the muscles will contract and they will push out all of the urine drops. Person will stand up and tense their bodies up, and then sit down, and that will extract extra urine drops from the bladder. Person while he's sitting on the toilets in the West, those that look like a seat, he may put his hand or arm on his navel area, abdomen area, tense and put pressure on there. That will inshallah take all extra urine drops. So that is known as istibra. And it says in the hand footnotes over here that if he can gain istibra, barat from drops by walking or by other means, then by all means he can do that. And for him it is necessary for him to do that. Now the next point. That when he can also cough, you may hear people coughing in the toilet, has also to extract the urine drops. I was just distracted that somebody came into the room and took something, so I extend my apologies to the students for that. إذا تجاوزت النجاسة المخرج, when the impurity has spread from the area of exit, the area where the najasa, the impurity comes from, if it has moved away from that area, it has spread, and it has spread more than the size of a dirham. Now a dirham used to be an ancient coin, the diameter of which I would say that it's approximately the size of a dime, or trying to think of the different currencies. In England it's like a 10p coin. Now I could be wrong, and brothers, students listening, please correct me. Is the 10p the size of a dime in America? I don't know, or any coins around the world. Okay, so the size of a dirham. Okay, it's a metallic coin. It's about a centimeter and a half in diameter, approximately 7 to 8 millimeters in radius. To understand that, if I take a liquid and I drop it, I just let it drip from my hands, 2 or 3 drops onto a space, and the area it stains, say approximately 3 to 5 drops, how much area will that stain? That will be the size of a 10p coin. That will be the size of a coin. Approximately that much. That's 3 to 5 drops drip from a liquid, and the area it stains a nice round puddle on a table or your arm or your hand somewhere. That's how much it is. Or anything more than that, or aktharo. It is wajib, it's compulsory to perform istinja with water. And at that time, it is not enough to perform masah, to simply wipe over the impurity with a stone or anything similar to a stone. So to quickly recap, if the impurity has spread from the area in which it comes from, the area, the makhraj, more than that of a dirham, more than that of a coin, or anything more than that, or the size of a coin or anything more than that, it is obligatory, it is necessary to wash that area with water, and it is not enough to simply use a stone to remove the impurity or anything similar to a stone. Now, when the impurity has not spread from the area in which it moves, it exits from it, the makhraj, the istinja is sunnat mu'akkada. Here it is sunnat mu'akkada. A sunnat mu'akkada is a sunnat which was regularly practiced upon. Regularly. Okay. Now, at that time, it is enough to do istinja with a stone, anything similar to a stone, but water is the best substance to use. Now, it is best that a person he mixes between the washing the najasat, or well, actually with wiping the najasat with water or another object, or washing it. Or that he wipes the najasat, he wipes the impurity first, maybe with a tissue, and thereafter he uses water, because that is a very deep cleanliness. I would further add to this that use a tissue afterwards, after using water, to dry the water before you cover yourself up again. And will also, another point has come to mind. Earlier on we mentioned that one should save themselves from the drops of urine and drops of impurity. After we have finished all of this mentioned here, the obvious thing that we will do, or hopefully it's the obvious thing that we will do, is that we will flush the toilet. Bear in mind that the pressure and force of the water from the flush will disintegrate many particles of the impurity inside the toilet and will cause a vapor and a spray to come out, and there's a very high probability that will go to the person standing there. Solution is we close the lid of the toilet and then we flush. That's what it's there for. We stand at a distance and we do that, and we flush the toilet. Otherwise, you tried so hard to keep yourself clean, and unknowingly you've made yourself impure. That's why the lid is there for. So we save ourselves and we fulfill all of these etiquettes also, all of these points also. Now, I hope to finish up to the end of this lesson today. Sorry about that. Before my time expires. Now, fil istinja'i bil hajr wa nahwa, with istinja with a stone, anything similar to a stone, it is desirable that you perform the istinja, you perform the ritual of cleanliness 3 times with 3 stones, or with a handkerchief, or with any tissues, etc. And it is also permissible to use only 1 stone or 2 if you have fully cleaned your body, if you have fully cleaned yourself. It is allowed to do istinja with a stone or any object which is pure, or any other object which fulfills the categories needed to become pure, or dry soil, etc., or wet cloth, etc., or paper tissues. It is makruh tahrimi. Again, makruh tahrimi, it is very near to haram. Now the person who performs his cleanliness. So to recap that again, it is makruh tahrimi to perform istinja with bones, with food, or charcoal, fahuma, with charcoal or coal, because that will dirty the places of where the impurities come from even more. I'm just running out of time. In the same way with cow dung or horse dung or animal dung, any other object which is impure. Now I will record one more segment, inshallah, before we conclude for today, inshallah.